Yeah. What's going on with everybody? Early afternoon or evening. I don't know when I get this out. But per the normal, welcome, or welcome back. Either one works. But welcome to Kush Equilibrium. I am your always smoking host. Oops, great. Oh man, yes indeedy. Feed me. What's good, man? Look, I apologize for my. I'm sure y'all hear it. My squeaky chair. Y'all probably hear my squeaky chair. My apologies. But I'm low-key geeked about this episode because you know how you be like, you put a puzzle together, but you just be missing the right piece to help you figure out the rest. Like, if I could get this part figured out, this over here gonna fall right into place. And that's what this show is today. It's that final piece that I needed to finish something me and you and y'all we talked about, I want to say a few weeks back. It's been a couple of weeks, I think. You know, all our shows are together. We be sitting here smoking, and sometimes we be drinking. And you know, our show, boy, we do what we do. But shout out to the VILL, man. Shout out to the VILL because he did the favor that I needed. It was racking my brain to figure this thing out, and the VILL put out a video today because I knew somebody's gonna do it. I just needed somebody else to give me that piece. But the VILL. I know I shouldn't be surprised because the VILL do good work over there. So check out the VILL. He gave me my final piece of this puzzle. I'm trying to figure it out. So we gonna tap in with the VILL and see what he talking about, and we gonna talk. Oh, we gonna talk because, like I said, we gonna talk. Like, comment, subscribe. You know I gotta say it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We gotta make sure the YouTube police is happy so they don't come in here, busting the door and see what we doing in here. You know, we be drinking and smoking and chopping it up and saying all type of stuff. You know, they probably don't even really want us to say. So let's just go on and handle y'all business now. Keep the YouTube police happy. So that way we good in here. You know what I'm saying? We keep the blinds closed and the door closed and we do our thing. So let's get to it. Smoking, light it up. If you drinking, pour it up. We grown, so let's get to this business. I got me some. I rolled me up a little something. I think I might go cop me something today or tomorrow. So. It's time for a new flavor. Y'all see, I ain't been rocking no pen, lady. The pen is gone. I didn't even get the chance to do my review. I had a rough night, and you know, when you get to drinking and smoking and drinking, you know, stuff happens. Let's get to this content. Then this is courtesy of the VILL. Please make sure you go over there, check his chat out, check his channel out, let him know OTG Media sent you, Kush Equilibrium sent you. But let's get to this because we need this. This is the piece of the puzzle that we've been missing for at least about a month. Hold on 1 second. I got the volume turned down. My bad.
What's going on, y'all? Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you'd like to donate to the channel, the cash out to the top right corner of the video. But let's get into it, man, because today's topic is about Elliot Wilson. Now, Drake had actually thought that Elliot Wilson at one point could have been the mole, and he reflects on that story in a recent podcast that he did on The Bigger Picture. Shout out Elliot Wilson, DJ Head, and Jeremy Heck over there at The Bigger Picture. But he actually reacted to this, recapped on it, and talked about it on the podcast. So I'm gonna play the clip right now so we can get into it.
Drake replies, "Man, I know you out there in Venice. Stop asking me questions. LOL." And you put a ha, but like, what's going on?
That didn't make sense until the Hot Part 6 came out and him saying,
"Oh, let me go back. Make sure y'all paying attention to this because we're gonna talk about this." And we spoke on Elliot in a couple of different ways pertaining to this. So make sure you pay attention. So when we have our conversation afterwards, you know, well, it's gonna be during, but primarily afterwards, we can
LOL. And you put aha, but like
Well,
what's
that
going on?
didn't make sense until the Hard Part 6 came out and him saying that you're in the Venice studio. Because I do think that he thought from the raps that Kendrick was in New York working on these records, right? And wasn't in LA. And then I think they put a picture of Alchemist and him in the studio, which was an old picture. And then I think he thought Meet the Grams Alchemist produced, so he's in Venice working, like in the area. Ellie lives in Venice. So then I'm roped in, like I'm in the studio celebrating with these niggas. Like I don't know what's going on. I never heard anything about anything until it came out. Just like I had a total fan experience of this whole battle. I'm just asking like that. Like I want to hear the song.
Do you think 616 actually kind of got in his head a little bit where he didn't know who to trust? And like now you're somehow on a list of like, I can't trust this person?
Yeah. And he empowered other people. He empowered.
This is why I'm consistent in saying 616, for one, it's my favorite out of all the battle or beef song. Secondly, and most importantly, I think it, while it's not as scathing as Meet the Grams, it did more damage because it made that man look around at who was in his team, in his camp, look around to the few people beyond the camp, beyond the inner circle that he reached out to and use accordingly to spread different messages or get different content or music out. To sow to plant that root of deceit is it had to be maddening. We talked about this. It had to be maddening to this man. You don't even know if you could lay your head at home because people that you got camped out in your home with you could be up to no good. They could be plotting and planning and scheming on your downfall. That song did more than anybody realized.
That's when the classic stay on stream happens, right? He tells Kai Cenat, get on stream tonight. He tells academics to leave the Andrew Schultz show and go home and get on stream. And he sends Maul the little button. I was part of those rollouts. I told the world, if you're reading This Is Too Late, is the real title. Those Certified Lover Boy banners across the cities when it came out. I've been part of like helping him roll out projects of him sending stuff that he wants out to the world. So I know the game. It's like he's now picking certain people, but now I'm on the op list. I was on the op list because we had to fall off over the Bobby interview, but then we did squash it. We got cool again. So I was surprised that all of a sudden I'm back on the op list.
This is real interesting considering the fact that Drake had taken shots at Elliot Wilson and Kendrick Lamar, thinking that Elliot Wilson was the mole in the Hard Part 6, talking about Venice, saying that he knows that he's there with Kendrick, assuming that he was there because of an old picture with Alchemist and Kendrick Lamar in the studio. But you so thirsty, you're not concerned with the investigation. Instead, you're in Venice studio. It's a celebration where the lyrics on the Hard Part 6. But really, it's what's said in 616 in LA, like Jeremy had said, that made Drake start thinking like this in the middle of the beef. This is at the peak of the beef. They're dropping track after track. And from my understanding of the story, Elliot Wilson contacts Drake in the middle of the beef before the Hard Part 6 was even recorded, before we even saw these lyrics being created. I'm telling you, man, those lyrics in 616 in LA were really messing with Drake's head at that point. 100 people that you got on salary and 20 of them want you as a casualty, and one of them is actually next to you, and 2 of them are practically tired of your lifestyle. So I really think that Drake looked at Elliot Wilson as somebody who had crossed it, somebody who had did him dirty. He thought that he was working with Kendrick Lamar. I think the paranoia of the beef, the paranoia of the lyrics that were said in 16 in LA.
I think the only issue I have right now, and I get how the VILL does things, which is cool, but he missing a part. I got that part though. We got that part. Because Elliot Wilson too many times on the bigger picture kind of said it tongue-in-cheekish when, you know, they banter back and forth like bros. That's what makes the show so appealing. They have a good chemistry together. So when you go banter back and forth and jab and whatnot with your bro, sometimes you say stuff that you really mean in your heart, but you throw it out there as a joke. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let it keep cooking for a little bit more. We're gonna go through about half of this. I think it took about half to where he got everything out. But yeah, we on the right track with this.
The items that were being shared, the things that were said, and Meet the Grams, all of this, right? It made Drake so paranoid. He lashed out at Elliot Wilson. Now, they had their issues in the past because of that Bobby interview, like Elliot said, but they had squashed any issues that they had. But the fact that he had thought for a split second that Elliot Wilson could have been the mole is giving us a deeper perspective on how this beef played out in real time. Drake was so paranoid, he didn't know who to trust. If we had a beef and we squashed it, that makes you suspect in Drake eyes, apparently, because he cut off Elliot Wilson immediately after that. And he called him a rat. But you know what's crazy about Drake calling Elliot Wilson a rat and Drake thinking that he's the mole? Is that Elliot Wilson couldn't be the mole, because when he met Kendrick Lamar at the Not Like Us music video shoot in Compton, Kendrick Lamar approached Elliot Wilson, dapped him up, leaned in close, and called him a rat as well. So not only...
Now, this is going to be the last part that we got to take in. Pause. Shut up, dude. So we could talk our talk. Oh. Go ahead, VILL. Let them know what it is.
Not only did Elliot Wilson get called a rat by Drake, he also got called a rat by Kendrick Lamar. But this right here was enough proof to debunk that Elliot Wilson was in cahoots with Kendrick Lamar.
It's like, okay, Kendrick's doing this video. It was long rumor he's doing this video, whatever. I'm in Cali. If I'm in town, I got to pull up in this shit. So I finally found somebody to give me the plug of where I knew one of the setups to the shoot's going to be at, which is the Compton City Courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh shit, I'm going to go to Compton. I've been to Compton before. I was in Compton with Roddy Ricch doing a car test back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I think Westside Boogie took me to Compton too. So I've been to Compton a couple times. I mean, obviously, so you got head on the swivel, you got to move a certain way. But I see Dave Free. I'm like, oh, my nigga Dave Free. Like, I'm doing the Drake shit. I'm like, yo, Dave, you want to kick me out, man? Don't kick me out, Dave. I want to stay with the shoot, man. Am I good? Am I good? Dave's like, yeah, Elliot, we didn't invite you, but it's cool. So he's cool. But he asked me to stay low. So I'm stay low.
All right, that's
so here's the problem. It's hard for me to stay low because now niggas know who I am. Dave gave me the pass. I'm hanging around. And then Dave Free pulls me again. Like, talk to the manager, like baseball and shit. We go walk to the side. Like, Elliot, you wasn't invited, but you just here. And you didn't really pick a side and shit.
Word, like that.
You gotta be low with this shit. Like, I don't know who you're here with. It's, the real niggas out here. It's like, I ain't responsible if something happens to you, basically. Like,
hey, it's no surprise though that he got hit with that. You ain't really pick a side with it and whatnot. The West Coast have made it clear. If you sitting on the fence, you with them over there. They not taking no chances. You want to sit on the fence? You want to be an op over there with you. They not trying to hem and haw about none of that. They want to be definitive in who they rocking with and who they not. Not a bad strategy if you ask me. I'm just saying.
Like da.
But that's real shit though in Cali though. In Cali,
100%.
Because you're out there.
I respect it. I was like, cool. The thing, so then he does do the shoot like a couple times. He's only doing like the last part because clearly he knows that part of the song he wants to do.
Yes.
That setup with the bikers and everybody behind him. I'm a dead beat, and he looks at me and gives me that look like, and I'm like, so now I walk up to the thing, and he just daps me in, pulls me in. It's incredible dap, incredible hug.
What did he say?
Well, boy, he said, yeah, you're all right.
No, he didn't. No, he did not.
Then the nigga pulled back.
He did not tell you that.
Didn't have no love. Like, it wasn't like friendly. Like, was kind of like, and what nigga? Like, energy was like, and what nigga? Like, it wasn't even like a friendly, like.
He pulled you in and called you a rat at the same.
You're a rat. Just like Drake had said. I guess he's playing. I don't know to this day. Like, the Drake shit, like, playing to the thing. And then I said, I'm about to take my leave. So it was upstairs there. I walked the stairs downstairs, called the Uber.
It's time to go.
Now, what makes this story very interesting is that Elliot Wilson even pointed out himself. Kendrick and Drake both called him a rat. And he wasn't sure if Kendrick was alluding to Drake calling him a rat. I'm not even sure if Elliot Wilson had posted that publicly for Kendrick to know. But
I remember this story. This isn't Elliot Wilson's first time telling this story. He told this story on the Bigger Picture. And the story ain't changed up. It's the exact, he said it the exact same way. He added in this version, I think this is from Bag Fuel. Shout out to Bag Fuel. In this version, he's a little more descriptive of how that dap up, hug, you're a rat, that part. He's more descriptive on how exactly that part went in. When he told the story on the Bigger Picture, it was more kind of clear cut, dry, dapped him up, pulled him in, said it low key, like, hey, you a rat type. And then that was that. Elliot he left. So I'm not trying to, it is what it is. I mean, the details are the details.
he himself is saying, I'm not sure if he knew because of Drake calling me that. So I'm assuming he did. But it is pretty strange how they both called.
I do wonder that though, what he just said. I ain't too sure on that part. Did Kendrick call him a rat because that's how he felt about him? Or did the person who's on the inside tell Kendrick, hey, my man's just called homie a rat? You know what I'm saying? Like, he got secondhand information, homie just got called a rat type situation. And that matters. That detail matters. I really want to. I don't think there's no real way for any of us to get that one part right there. It will have to be like from Dot specifically or from Drake specifically. There's no other way of getting 100% fact of how that played out.
Him the same thing, but without a doubt, Elliot Wilson is not the mole. I don't think he's a mole in the OVO camp. He's not one of the 20. You know what I'm saying? But taking a step back now, hearing this story, it's without a doubt that the lyrics that were said in here had Drake questioning everybody that he knew, anybody that he had a recent issue with, even if they patched it up. It didn't matter. At this point in time, the paranoia was so high, he had to figure out who is somebody that's giving out intel to this other side. To this day, we don't even know who the actual mole is. We don't know if there was somebody in OVO who was feeding information. Is it?
Shout out to the VILL. If you want to watch the rest of it, man, I'm gonna leave the link in the description. Check out the VILL. He definitely worth. If you somebody who, if you rock with conspiracy theories, and I want him to say all of them are conspiracy theories, some of them just require you to think. If you're willing to sit and piece some things together, you do a little homework, because he gonna give you some stuff where if you go do 10 minutes worth of homework at most, you'll be like, oh, okay, I see why he put this and this and this. But as far as this Elliot Wilson thing, jokingly, this was some ways back on the bigger picture. Elliot Wilson was like, it was tongue-in-cheeky. Like, I lost my relationship, I lost my tie to Drake because of you. And he was talking to DJ Head. He was talking to DJ Head, right? And I'm sitting here smoking and watching TV. I'm like, that's shit to say. But all right, I kept it pushing. I didn't think nothing of it. But I always kept it in the back of my head that he said it, because he did it a couple of times. Not the same show, but I want to say maybe in total, maybe 2 or 3 times he might have kind of like semi that, you know how friends be throwing stuff out, they be for real about it, but they say it in a joke, just in case you react. Like, nigga, I'm joking, man. I'm playing. That type thing. So he did it that way. So once you hear something once, you know, whatever. And it pop up again. Didn't you? I think I heard. No, whatever. And now the third time, put your antennas on, and you like, you feel that way. You feel that way. And that's what I came up with right here. When I seen this earlier, my eyes got all big. I got my Mr. Grinch smile on. Like, oh boy, I figured it out. Look. When Elliot Wilson said that, he meant that. I do believe he meant that. And he's not wrong, though. In my opinion, I always want to say that, Elliot Wilson lost his tie legitimately because of DJ Head. Because think about it, around that time, DJ Head was kind of officially becoming the voice of the West Coast. People that paid attention was already murmuring it, like, hey. It wasn't until after the fact that everybody caught on, because it's like DJ Head accepted it and said, fuck it, this is what it is. And he wearing it now. Like, for a minute, he didn't wear it. He was like, no, this ain't got nothing to do with me, yada, yada, yada. I'm riding with the West. These my people. You know, say how he normally talk. But I think seeing the shift in DJ Head and him being willing to be more vocal in defense of, or as the voice of the West. Seeing that tied with the fact that Drake don't like none of his friends playing with the ops. DJ Head was the ops. You the voice over there. You ain't in the middle. You the voice over there. Oh, so you gonna do a show with him, the voice of the West, and think you gonna keep rocking with me? Mm-mm. And y'all real cool. I'm watching y'all. He get to see the show just like the rest of us are. Y'all real buddy. If you watch the show, they sing. I could be wrong. They could hate each other, but it looked like they cool. And he see that too. Like, oh, y'all buddy. Y'all real cool. Y'all okay. Nah, you telling Head stuff and Head telling. I can see how Drake in his paranoid state, we thinking about it, 616, ringing in his head. And he's sitting there trying to piece it together. He has to rationalize it some kind of way. It ain't none of my peoples. Maybe it's somebody I reached out to. You used to be somebody he used to reach out to. He said it himself. I used to be a part of rollouts and stuff like that, and then he froze me out. You doing business with somebody he perceived to be the opposition. Just for those who don't know what the word op really means, opposition. And y'all know Drake is jealous. He a jealous friend. Yeah, that type. He a jealous friend. Even if I don't want to come outside and play, you can't be outside playing with nobody else. I'm your friend. You got to play with me and me only. Pause. You know I was going to get that pause in. Can't be outside playing with nobody else, just me. Pause again. And he saw him out. He saw him friend, Elliot Wilson, out there having fun and laughing and giggling and have a good old time and sharing stories and hip hop experiences on these here YouTube airwaves. And he wasn't having that. He ain't having that. And I think the Dot of it all, I think somebody just told Dot, like, yeah, Drake think homie a rat. And maybe Dot just leaned into it, like, all right, fuck it. Because think about it, if you really got somebody on the inside, but they putting it on somebody else, wouldn't a smart move be, hey, they already think you the rat, I'm also lean into it anyway. It's not like you fucking with me, so let me lean into it and like bet. So even if he still had somebody on the ends with it, they look clean. They look all right. Now we found him. It's him. And then hearing this story confirms that his mind might be like, oh yeah, we caught the right dude. We caught the right dude. Kendrick ain't messing with him either. He mad at him because I caught him. So yeah, bet we was on the right cat all along. Smooth. That's a smooth play to me. But yeah, 616, man. Respect that song. Because they got this man, they had this man spooked. Had him moving out his houses and moving into different homes and staying in hotels and going overseas and his auntie cousin house and his sister baby mama house. And it's like all type of stuff. Like he was moving around. I was concerned. I'm like, his mental state is fried. I didn't say I cared. I said I was concerned. Don't confuse caring with concern. It's not the same thing. A little weary from a distance. But yeah, again, shout out to the VILL, man, because I needed that little piece of the puzzle. Because I was trying to figure out how I can bridge my part with the rest of my little theory. The VILL gave me what I needed. So shout out to VILL. Appreciate you. Y'all remember to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the VILL too. Comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. Because I'm telling you, stuff is, the more time goes past and we get to looking back at these songs, through a different lens, more stuff is gonna start to make sense. More stuff gonna come out. Stuff new is still happening. So make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, so that way y'all can get this. So when I'm on here and I'm talking my talk, I'm ready to have a smoke session with y'all. We can talk about these things. Y'all gonna know. But I'm Oops Great. This is Kush Equilibrium. I appreciate y'all taking the time to smoke with your boy. I'm gonna get at y'all.